221 units, 281 bedrooms, only 48 parking stalls. Those numbers are for a new condo development downtown on St. Paul Street that was recently before City Council. That's less than one stall for every 5 bedrooms. And that's not the only one. If you just drive around downtown, or by all the new rentals around the mall, just try finding a visitor spot near the hospital. What you're going to see is cars circling, frustrated residents with no parking signs or even pylons on their driveway. You'll also see delivery drivers parked in the middle of the road with their hazards on. I'm Mark with KelownaCondos.ca and RE, and I've been helping people buy condos for 24 years. Today, I'm going to explain why a condo with 2 parking stalls isn't just convenient. It's becoming your insurance policy against a problem that's only getting worse every single month. Kelowna City Council is laser focused on one number: increasing rental units. They're under massive pressure from the province and the taxpayer to create more housing and drive down rents. But here's the question that very few city councillors are asking. What happens when these buildings fill up and there's nowhere to park? Reduced parking requirements are baked right into these new rental developments. A rental-only zone project, it gets an automatic 20% reduction in required parking stalls. They get even more if the developer offers cash in lieu of parking. But not everybody on City Council thinks this is a great idea. Councillor Ron Cannon has been pushing back, warning that we're creating problems faster than we can solve them. But the majority, they're betting that people will bike, walk, or take transit instead of having a car. But let's talk about what's already happening. I read on Castanet a few months back about a guy living downtown on Costin Ave. He said he's been receiving hundreds of dollars in parking tickets every month. He even said that he got a parking ticket every day for 5 days in a row. A Pacific Avenue project that was approved with a car share program, it was supposed to replace the parking. But as you might guess, it never materialized. So what did they do? They switched to a rental-only zoning and they got a reduction in parking. And that St. Paul Street project I just mentioned, 48 parking stalls for 221 units. But there's a total of 281 bedrooms. How is that really supposed to work? So they're counting on more than 200 people not having a car. Here's the pattern. Developers promise solutions like bike storage, being close to transit. I even read about a developer that was going to provide bus passes. And when they want more units, they just pay the city a fee in lieu of parking. The city takes the money, they approve the project, they celebrate a big win, and then they move on. The current council is going to get credit for all of these rental units, but this parking nightmare, it's going to become a future council's problem. If you're realizing that this might affect your condo value, hit the subscribe button. I stay on top of the Kelowna condo market so you don't have to. So why is City Council comfortable approving all these projects? Because they're operating on a fantasy. The fantasy goes like this. Kelowna is becoming a walkable, bikeable, transit-friendly city where people don't want or need cars. But let me show you the reality. Most people don't want to bike to work in the winter or in the summer for that matter. And has anybody thought about where you're going to lock your bike up when you're at work? Bike thefts in Canada are out of control. Just search the internet and you'll find stories, countless stories about somebody actually walking around with a grinder in the middle of the afternoon and cutting a lock off and stealing the bike. Transit? Guess what? Kelowna doesn't even have its own transit system. It's partnered with BC Transit, which is a provincial corporation. And here's where the math completely falls apart. New buildings are built with 0.8 stalls or less. Actual households, though, they use 2 cars. So where does this second car go? Maybe on-street parking? Well, with the 2-hour time restriction, those parking tickets will add up fast. You could also pay $108 a month for a stall in a city-owned lot. Now, these are public lots, and at peak hours, they're often full, which means you don't get a stall. This isn't just a temporary adjustment period. This is going to be the new normal, and it's only going to get worse. This is why a condo with 2 parking stalls is your insurance policy. It actually protects you from this problem that the city's created. For you as an owner, well, there's no fighting for street parking. There's no paying to park at a full lot. If you're an investor, well, renters that have 2 cars, they'll pay a premium for a unit that can accommodate 2 cars. And here's a big one. As parking gets scarcer, what happens to units with 2 stalls? They become more valuable. New buildings are being approved with minimal parking. Existing condos with great parking, well, they're going to become a rare commodity. You're basically future-proofing your investment. Have you ever experienced any parking nightmares in your building? Drop a comment below. I would love to hear from you. So the city's recently talked about a major overhaul in parking rules and new developments. But everything that I've been reading, it's just another variation of this low parking approach that they're already taking. And even if they do pivot, have you ever heard the saying that you can't unring a bell? Now that these buildings are built, the damage is already done. Today, a condo with 2 stalls isn't just about convenience. It's about avoiding a problem that's only going to get worse every year. The city can't solve it, so you need to solve it yourself. If you would like to understand which buildings have great parking and which don't, let's chat. My calendar link is in the description below. I can help you find a condo with 2 stalls and make sure that you're avoiding the buildings where parking is going to be a nightmare. I'm Mark with KelownaCondos.ca and RE Kelowna. Thanks for watching.